Hello guys, my name is NaTo's. Today we have another video, and this time it is yet another video for play.gg. Today I'll be assembling my dream team and showing you what potentially could be the best lineup we've ever seen. Enjoy. Unsurprisingly, the dream team star player is going to be Simple, the guy who's had the highest peak we have ever seen in CSGO and who has been able to keep it up consistently year after year. This man probably does not need an introduction. Everyone probably has heard of Simple. This is a guy who started out as a rifler in his younger years but later transitioned into the AWP role. He has now been playing AWP for quite a few years and he has since then become the greatest of all time in the game of Counter-Strike. With that in mind, I think it should be pretty obvious why I've chosen this guy for the dream team. Outrageously consistent with very high highs and honestly also very high lows, this is a guy that any single person who would be creating their dream team would most likely pick. Having played both Rifle and AWP, this guy is as versatile as they come. Not only that, having played with him a few times in FBL, I've definitely felt his leadership ability as well. So even though he's not an IGL in the traditional sense, because there are other players having that task on his team, he's definitely the type of guy that when the whole world is against you and just nothing seems to work, he will step up with some leadership ability, he will call some rounds, and he will do whatever is necessary to win the match. This guy also just has some of the craziest highlights of any player in Counter-Strike. We just saw him have a 1 vs 3 ace clutch against NIP. Now here in the same match they mid-round boost on top of sandbags so Simple can sort of get an opening kill for his team. With this he goes out and takes over short. He's going to be getting actually a second kill off of this guy peeking Monster. And then afterwards he's gonna fall back but actually stick to the B bomb side, which turns out to be the right decision as the charge is continuing onto the B side. Second man up is Syvo, and it might be a little bit of an untraditional pick. I feel like not a lot of people rate Syvo as highly as he has been rated the other years, simply because his team hasn't been winning as much. And that all does make sense. It also does make sense to argue that Syvo in a team with Simple wouldn't work since they're both AWP players, but what I'm seeing out of Syvo whenever I see him play is that when he picks up a rifle, he is just as sharp as he is with an AWP. Check out this almost 1 vs 4 clutch against MaTo's. The reason I have picked Syvo for my dream team is that he is very much alike Simple. They both have the ability to both play Rifle and AWP, and they are just so much better than the rest of the players in the CSGO universe that it seems like this is the Messi and Ronaldo debate of the Counter-Strike scene. Just to clarify, I would keep Simple on the AWP and change Syvo's role to a Rifle role with the possibility of picking up a second AWP. The reason being that to me Syvo's biggest gift is his game sense, and he is a little more adaptable than Simple in my opinion. Our anchor slash lurk player is going to be ropz from FaZe Clan. The reason I've picked ropz for the dream team is because this guy has such a unique skill set that not a lot of other people have. It's very hard to find an anchor player who is better than ropz. I'm not sure there are any. And the only real competition that I could come up with was Perfecto, who I also rate very highly. but with ropz being just a little bit younger and also his creative ability to find new smokes and do things that no one has ever done before just slightly inches him above Perfecto and the rest. ropz is just overall an amazing player, and with Simple and Syvo already in the dream team, we now have the star AWP, the star rifler, and we need someone to balance it out. ropz is the perfect guy to balance out basically any team, as he has one of the more quiet roles, but his statistics tell the exact opposite story. ropz has been super consistent throughout the years, and it was clear that FaZe Clan's real rise to the top came as soon as they picked up ropz. Having played with ropz myself back in Mousesports when we won CS Summit, I can tell you ropz is just a dream to play with, and he definitely deserves his spot in the dream team. For our entry fragger, I've decided to go with Rain. The reason I've picked out Rain is that he's been consistently doing it for many years, and also he's one of those players who puts up a very good result, but does not need to be set up for success in the same way that other star players have. I was looking for a player who has a sort of low rating and a very high impact rating, which typically translates to a player who is naturally very aggressive. I think a lot of people in the comments will be confused why I didn't pick Nico for this team, but for me, role balancing in a team is hyper important, and having both Simple and Nico in one team, I just can't really see it work. The reason being that I think both players are players where the game needs to be built up around them, and they definitely want and sort of need to be the main star. This is also a big part of the reason I picked Syvo for the star player role over someone like Nico. I feel like from watching Syvo, he really does not need a whole lot to work with to put up a very good result, and I want a team where we can have Simple as the main star, make him shine, but also have the correct pieces around him to facilitate a winning team. For me, Rain is a phenomenal entry fragger who always follows the plan and does what the team needs of him. In my opinion, that is the exact traits you want in a perfect entry fragger. There is also one other big reason I've decided to put this guy in the team, but you'll have to wait to see who the last player is before I tell you. Our last player is the in-game leader. It couldn't be anyone other than karrigan, the greatest in-game leader of all time, the man who took FaZe time and time again to the upper echelons of Counter-Strike. Here is a player who is great at setting up his teammates for success. He definitely understands the tactical game of Counter-Strike, and not only that, he is very aggressive and good at getting openings, which again balances out the rest of the team, leaving Simple and Syvo in roles where they don't feel the need to do aggressive plays unless they really want to. With both karrigan and Rain in the team, you can rest assured knowing that any space that needs to be taken will probably be soaked up quickly by these two sponges. karrigan has proved time and time again throughout many different lineups, many different years, and sometimes even with very mismatched players, that he is able to achieve the greatest feats known to man. Arguably the only CSGO in-game leader to enjoy the sweet nectar of a different speaking lineup, this is a guy who can bring an international lineup to the absolute top. Having played with karrigan myself back in Mousesports again when we won CS Summit, I can definitely say he's one of the most impressive players I've ever played with. So that is my dream team. Simple as the AWP, Syvo as the star player rifle, ropz lurk, Rain entry, and karrigan IGL. What would be your dream team? Let me know in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching the video.